Okay, so all right. So then today we are going to start the a real-time use case. Okay, so in the same infrastructure as service. So by default, the one which we discussed, okay, SQL Server IaaS VM with multiple both the licensing if you don't have. Okay, so what is the approach, the deployment prospect of we used? Okay, so now today agenda is what exactly we are going to do. The same approach, but the thing is that it is in a different real-time use case. Okay, so the one which we discussed, the first one. Okay, so let me sharing with you. Okay, so as of now, last 1 week we just did. Okay, so why I'm taking this sorry, 1 week. Basically, I'm just exploring not for this deploying part. Okay, I'm just insisting all this subscription, account creation, resource group, in the resources, how we are going to navigate this marketplace, how we're going to take the images. So deeper side we went it. Okay, so actual thing is there is a 20 to 30% of tasks which we are going to deploy in the real time, but the 70 of the percent which is not scope and under. Okay, since we are in a DBS guys, we have 6 plus 6, it should be mandatory. That is the only thing we have. We are exploring all end to end points. So the real time use case one, what we did in last week. Okay, so you don't have licensing with you. Okay, so it's a brand new SQL Server IACM, right? SQL Server Azure which is which we are not going any kind of licensing with you. Okay, this is like pay as you go. Okay, pay as you go method. Okay, now now what we did is just let's take this example of one configuration. Okay, so the server configuration. Let's say you have uh, 8 core and 20 GB RAM. Okay, so plus just 500 GB hard disk. Okay, so this configuration, if you go for the pay-as-you model, okay, so what is the cost it is going to incur first of all? Okay, let's just take an example how it is going to reduce when you go for today a real-time use case tool. Okay, today a real-time use case is okay, so the same configuration, but okay, so we are deploying not for SQL Server IaaS VM. Okay, this is we did in a deployment prospect, right? We just deployed completely brand new deploying of this prospect. Okay, so but today what we are going to use case prospective. I'm not going to deploy this complete entire process. Okay, I'll go and deploy only Azure VM. Okay, so we did it of both the things, but the considering of the real time, how we are going to take. Okay, so the same configuration. Okay, the same configuration. Okay, was same configuration. How is the cost? But the process deployment process now process is different. Okay, here what we are going to do today, deployment and configuration. Why? Because you have SQL binaries, SQL existing by considering okay existing license. Okay, by considering existing SQL license. Okay, so this is what we are going to do typically today. Okay, so this is we are focusing now. Try to understand and see this part. You guys is pretty much aware. Okay, you are guys able to do right. So this configuration. Let's take the cost. Let's compare the same thing here. Okay, but here is the pay as you go model. But here is an existing licensing which we are going to using. Existing license which we are going to using. It means SQL SQL software with you already. So most of the enterprise customers, okay, nearly to the 50% of the customers have existing license. Okay, so how we are
So
going to
my
avail
question,
this one? Yeah,
sorry
yeah.
to interrupt. My question. So the existing license is if we create a VM from that SQL flavor itself, that license comes, right?
No, now that is not going to use. Okay, so
Okay.
yes, we have an option that one as well. Okay, let's say SQL licensing, how we are going to append that one, we are going to use. But software binaries, see, on-premises, what we are going to do now? Actually, some application owner, application team is going to give you, right? So the product owner is going to give you, right, the SQL server binaries. Okay,
Okay.
somewhere the shared location they kept right, SQL server software that you are going to utilize. Is that what we are going to do, right? Or you are using some different approach? As per my knowledge and understanding, so once after the server build is done, okay, so in on-premises, what it is going to happen, okay, so once the VM team is, server build is done, okay, so once the VM is built, okay, let's say Windows mission, so they're going to hand over into the SQL team, right? SQL team, they're going to hand over as per, migration or, build process. SQL team, what they're going to do normally? What they will do? Okay, they'll install it, right? SQL installation you are going to do, right? So, but the software who is going to provide you?
We will download or like from Microsoft.
No, you are not going to download.
Okay. No, the dump we would be having, right? Like by
Where, where?
buying, yeah.
Madan, you have any idea? So, what exactly we are going to do?
Yeah, we need license for this. Either company provide the license or
Yeah,
client who need this
exactly. Right, buddy. See,
information.
Karthik, see what we will do in a real time base. Okay, so there is a two case, as
Mm,
Madan is rightly pointing. Okay, so there is a two option. You have to go and ask, okay,
mm.
application owner or a client. So application owner in the sense indirectly client only. But I got VM hand over into the SQL team. Now I want to install the SQL application. Which version you want and which edition you want. Okay, let's say he required SQL standard edition or enterprise edition with the 2016, 2019, 2022, whatever. You have to ask and send the client, get it
Yeah,
done.
yeah. We that I
So
agree. That I
yeah,
agree. Yeah.
yeah. So now he is going to reply to you, boss, this is the shared location. You can download that, SQL binaries and get it done your server and you can install it. This is, cycle is going to happen. This is a normal process only. But downloading the online, now I am going to do. Your answer is correct, but a real-time aspect it is going to happen. Since I don't have any licensing software with me, okay, I am going to do your answer only. Okay, I am going to download Evaluation Edition and try to do the same thing. Okay, but the question is here. Okay, so let's compare the cost. Okay, now when you are in a migration projects and when you are doing any real-time project, okay, so you have to give the two options to the client. Was if you go for this approach, this cost, it will happen. He will tell, okay, so you know, you need to assume and all. So he will tell, I have this much of configuration. This is what I want. You have to explore it actually. Okay, so this cost is this, and if you have the existing list, this cost is this. You have to give. Okay, so let's try to explore that. Okay, so the calculator and okay, Azure pricing calculator in the same configuration. Okay. So just directly navigate to the Azure pricing calculator and all. Okay. So then after that, you will go for the virtual machine only. Okay. So, and it is going to navigate to this viewed option. Okay. Now you are going to uh, take this one. Let's say you want to deploy in India. Okay. So if you are in working in India, uh, yeah. So let's say Central India I want to deploy. Okay. So you have Windows mission only we are going to install. Okay. Now I am taking Windows with a Windows combination with a SQL Server. So you are considering here two system. One is operating system. Second one is SQL application. I'm just talking about this one. This one cost I'm going to calculating. With this, deployment of pay-as-you-go model, you don't have any licensing with you, but you are going to avail whatever Microsoft is going to provide you. Okay, just take a standard tier only,
Okay.
normally for the SQL aspect. Okay, this category aspect. Okay, just general purpose you will take. So most of the business use case you will take it as a general purpose. You know, production, non-prod. Okay, UAT will go this one if any specific reason to client wants to have some production extensive workload is going to happen, there is OLTP OLAP database, that is the case you'll go for a CPU optimized and the memory optimized. Okay, I am not going to exploring that one, we'll later we'll discuss, just take it as a general purpose only. Okay, so now the series of virtual mission will take it as the same thing. Okay, so what we consider BS series only. Okay, in a BS series we have multiple options. Okay, so our case is 8 GB RAM and 16 GB, and this is we are going to considering, right? So what is the configuration over here? 8 GB RAM and sorry, 8 cores and 20 GB RAM. Okay, 8 cores and a 20 GB RAM. Let's see this option is there or not. 2 cores, 8 GB, 32 GB RAM is there. Okay, so let's consider to PS2V. Okay, so 8 GB RAM, 20 GB is not there. Directly it is jumping, 16 GB only. Okay, let's take this one only. Okay, let's consider the 16 GB only. Okay, but normally in Azure we have even series number. Okay, 2 4 8 16 32 64 something like that. But Google Cloud, you'll get in them customization. If you want to specifically 20 GB RAM, you can take it up that one. Okay, so now we'll take this 16 GB instead of 20 GB RAM. Okay, so we'll just take 16 only. Okay, so just go to this calculator. Okay, and just keep is as usual only one B I'm just considering. I'm not going to take heavy thing. Just take the uh, standard edition only. Okay, now we are considering if we go for the pay-as-you-go model, we are including the licensing. Means including the licensing means you are going to avail the feature of whatever Microsoft is going to, that we are going to give. Okay, so this is first use case we are going to talking about. I'm not going to do any saving plan and all. Let me discuss this one what exactly that is. Okay, so by default, okay, so you have 500 GB disk space, right? So this is a standard SSD there. Normally we'll use for the SSD. Okay, so take it as an LRS only. And here we have 500 GB storage. Let's take this one, 512 GB. Okay, so this is all about how many disks you have. Only one. You have data log temp, right? So I'm going to take it at only two only. Okay, at this moment. What is the cost here? You are getting completely. It is it is a cost, including support and all, it is going to coming. Okay, so 926 84 and 842. Okay, so all together it is going to coming monthly cost including the support. Okay,
Which is
so
higher, bro? CPU is higher or like storage is higher?
Uh, no, higher is will get the software only. Okay, that's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay.
Okay, higher cost it is going to considering this one only. Okay, so 9. I think it is added somewhere. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm just thinking. I have already the calculator here. That is also added here. Just let's wait some time. The previous one also it is adding. Okay. Okay, only one at this moment. Let's take this all these things. India, Central US, Windows with SQL Server. Okay, standard I'm going to take. Okay, let's take this one as B2 SV2 series with a combination of 16 GB, and I'm not going to go for the enterprise. Standard only will go. Make it as same as, and we'll go for this manage this, take it as standard, and give here to 500 GB. Okay, so now if you can see the pricing with you altogether, it is going to coming to the 842 USD. 842 USD. So what we are considering, pay as you go, both the licensing. Okay, this is 842 USD dollars. Okay, so here I will make it as in 842 USD. Okay, this is my cost. Now this is actually you'll get it a monthly cost only. Okay, this is a monthly estimated cost. You can export this one. You'll get export option where you can able to see that cost Excel spreadsheet. So this is how we are going to share. I'll tell you now. Okay, so the next option what we are going to take it up here. So this is Excel sheet we'll get, no problem. Let's keep this one side, and here you can mention that. Okay, so SQL Server and Azure VM with a combination. What is the combination that? Okay, 8 cores. Okay, so 16 GB RAM and 512 GB SSD disk. Okay, so you can save this one, and that is not a big deal. It is going to by default automatically say now. Okay, now let's go for the use case 2. Currently what we are going to discuss it. Okay, what is this actually? The current estimation related. Just wait some time. It is going to give pop up. Okay, now just take the same thing. Okay, okay, so I'm just taking this one. Okay, now is what is the location that we have taken here? India only, right? India,
Central
central
India we took.
central India, it seems, right? Let's see that. Okay, yeah, central India. Let's take the same location only. Okay, now what we can go, what we can able to see here, and you have exported that one. You can also continue without saving. Okay, 137. Let's delete. Okay, now I'm just taking the brand new one. Okay, so let's go and take the configuration. Now same Central India only. Okay. Uh, okay. So now I'm not going to take the SQL here. Only I'm just taking the Windows server. Take it up as a Windows. Why? Because you have a SQL license with you, right? The SQL licensing with you. Okay. So I'm just excluding this one. You also the same approach you have to follow. Let's same thing. And here is the BS2V series only. Take the 8 GB RAM and CPU and RAM we are going to considering. Okay, so the virtual machine is only one, and here see by default as and when we are going to take the considering here the excluding the
Category we didn't change.
category, yeah. So it is going to show you only for the OS licensing. You are going to pay the Windows licensing with the client. Sorry, Azure, Microsoft Azure. Okay, so rest of the things with you only, right? So you have to take the disk here. Okay, so this is standard SSD, whatever we just discussed in the same thing, and the size would be the 512. Okay, now what you're talking about the category? Yeah, category view just general purpose only. Okay, so just take the general purpose, and here the same thing. I'm just excluding the SQL. Now if you can see what is the cost, we can able to see nearly 60-70% it is going to reducing with you. So what you need to do, just simply export this one. Okay, just simply export this one. Now you are going to give the option to client boss as part of this migration or deployment process of cloud landscape. Okay, so this is what we captured this estimate requirement from your end. So if you don't have the licensing, we are good to go, which is Microsoft Azure is going to provide you the including licensing. This is the cost. Okay, so you can easily to make here just all these things, you just delete it. Okay, the below one. Okay, so um, okay, so you can add this, one more step. Okay, so you can add this one more step. So there is the option is not there. Okay, okay. So here is my enable option we need to do. Okay, suppose that what I'm going to show here, just need to add, the same approach, whatever currently we just exported here. Okay, this is your estimated cost for your, what is this here? Okay, so this is also estimated cost for only your VM now. So what you can able to do in the same spreadsheet, just copy this entire thing. Okay, just go and paste it your existing one only. Okay, so it's a simple process. I don't know, it is not copying for me. Okay, so I'll what I will do, I'll copy this entire process and paste it to the next one also. So here I can go adding the same seat, just mention this one and try to make it just for alignment. Okay, simple alignment, and give it to, sorry, category services custom. Okay, so you just do some alignment only. It is not in a big deal, everybody can able to do. Just ask him to walk through this whatever we extracted. Okay, so this is somewhat cost. Uh, this is pay as you go, right? So this is also pay as you go, but you are excluding some, this is also pay as you go only. Okay, it is not in a different, but you are have some SQL license with you. Okay, SQL license with you. So you just send this, estimated cost related. Was this is what the configuration if you have the licensing. So client will take the option. Okay. So most of the 60% of enterprise customers currently have the existing license only. Now how we are going to proceed now? So as of now, do you guys have any question now before proceeding? What I explained currently, are you guys is following with me? Do you have any question?
No, nothing
Karthik,
from,
Srini, Madan.
no, nothing from my side.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's proceed.
No,
Now
bro.
let's yeah. Now let's proceed. Okay, so we are just combining the use cases. Okay, so this is pretty much will go for the POC environment. Okay, whatever we going to do, this is a POC environment normally. Okay, but in a real time use case 2 is there, right? It is 60% of the clients, most of them, if they are going you long term, 10 years, 5 years, 6 years companies, mostly they are having a licensing. Now they will ask you, okay boss, I have this one. Okay, now just before you guys is asked, okay, how we are going to avoid 49% of the OS licensing. You can also have the append the existing. Okay, so how it is going to work, I'll tell you. Okay, first of all, we'll go for this deployment process. So what exactly we need to do? First of all, first step, what is the first step we need to do? We just need to deploy the VM, right? Just need to deploy the VM. So you guys is already know how to deploy the VM. Step one. Okay, so I'll go on and write it in a step-by-step process here. Okay, what is the step one? Deploying Azure VM. Okay, so this is a step one. Step two, what you need to do? Download SQL bits. SQL bits in the sense SQL binaries this is. Okay, so why I'm downloading? I don't have any existing license with me. We just do some practice purpose. In online we have a lot of downloading free options, right? That is only I'm going to do, nothing fancy. So this everybody is going to do, practice purpose. Then after that, step three. What is the step three? Install and build SQL Server. Okay. Now this deployment process and the correcting it is straightforward. Now step 4, the network configuration is required for this one. Okay. To connect. Okay. So required network configuration. How we are going to configure that I will show you. Okay. And 5, connectivity. 5, how we are going to connect? So you can install SSMS, okay, manually, and our data studio. Both the things will do. Okay. So these steps will follow step by step. It is very easy. Okay. So, and you already know this process, right? We can directly go and deploy it. Okay. Now let's proceed into this home option. You can able to search in either the ways. One is virtual machine. So if you can see, it will give only the virtual machine. When you try to create, it is not going to show anything the SQL related stuff. Okay. See here in options. Earlier we have SQL option here. Okay. So even if we go and try to paste this in a image prospector, if you're trying to make it here, now it is going to show the SQL option. Okay. Why I am not choosing the SQL option here? Because of I have the licensing with me, existing one. That's what I am going to use. Okay. So you no need to go for any kind of thing. What kind of Windows server you want? Let's say I want the Windows Server 2019. Let's keep that one. Okay. Are you with me or not? Okay, so I'm just taking the plain VM. As and when we are
Okay.
going to take the plain VM, you don't have any SQL option here. Okay, that we are going to
Okay.
do manually. In the earlier deployment process, what we are going to do? Simply we are going
Automatic.
to take the
Mhm.
existing pre-build in the marketplace image we are going to take and we are deploying. In the deployment process, what it is going to happening? The existing installation with the connectivity tools also inbuilt is there. You are not doing installation, you are not doing any SSMS management tool to connectivity tool. Everything it is a predefined, just we are availing of the existing marketplace uh, feature and you are trying to do it. Okay, that's what it is showing you the 800 USD dollars, right? So here this is an heavy expenses, the same kind of VM, you have same kind of VM, same configuration, but when you go for the pay as you go model with this combination, you will get this much of cost. Okay, configuration is same, this VM size is same location, but you will get this is high configuration and high expensive also. Think about it, the small configuration which is getting 800 USD. So the client is maybe it is he may feel in a burden, right? So always client point is to get it done. Okay, so in a better manner to save the cost only. He will look every time the cost how we are going to save. Okay, then after that he will look after the performance related. Okay, so these things is most of migration process, the client considerations, evaluation is going to happen. So that's what you ensuring this, cost related stuff to before going to handing. You have to give the multiple options. So in next, what I'm going to do, I'll going to add manage SQL Server as well. See, Azure SQL and okay, one option I'm going to give same configuration again. Okay,
Okay.
again
My
in
question.
Azure, one
uh,
minute, Azure SQL managed instance. At this moment, I'm not going to take, but in future modules, we are going to take this one as well. Yes, buddy, go ahead.
Yeah, if having a pay as you go with SQL license, what would be the SQL license cost? Like,
Okay, so let's go and see what is the SQL license cost. Now, if you can take this